Where to look for short-term rentals? That's a really good question because I'm gonna tell you, they're not everywhere, and finding the wrong one can take your whole business down. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know. Let's go. Welcome back. As you can see, I am in a beautiful short-term rental Airbnb here, and I would love to know where you are. So comment below if you get a chance and tell me where you are, and then put Airbnb behind it, because I'm going to comment and see where people are, because there's some amazing places where we are looking for properties and we may be able to help and get you a check. Let's see. Short-term rentals are awesome if you know what you're doing. In this video, I'm going to share with you the best place to find the most profitable properties that are making 200 to 300% more than the average rental property. And I'm going to tell you how you can find those properties and get them for yourself and start making money in about 30 days. So the short-term rental business has exploded since the invention of Airbnb, HomeAway, VRBO, and a lot of other vacation rental sites where people can put their short-term rentals. And so let's kind of go back. A short-term rental is a furnished property similar to the one that you see here that is completely furnished and equipped for someone to just come and stay, okay? So not only are these properties fully furnished, they're also equipped with everything that one might need. I'm talking pots, plates, pans, towels, sheets, pretty much what you would need if you came to a hotel, but a little bit more because you're in a property. So what short-term rentals are doing is taking the hotel business and taking it to a whole nother level. We have so many people that are not interested in getting in a long-term lease. Lots of millennials and baby boomers. We got a lot of those different groups that are not looking for 1 and 2, 3-year leases. They want to be very mobile. They want to be able to move from one place to the next without the hassle of breaking a lease or being in a long-term commitment. And so with the rise of Airbnb, which is, a company that's worth like $63 billion now, we are finding a whole new lane for us to start making money in. And as an old real estate investor, I'm going to tell you, this is amazing. Let me give you the details. So those of you that don't know me, I'm going to tell you really quickly. I used to be this working person that just worked a corporate job, and I used to wholesale properties. Then I started fixing and flipping properties, and then I owned rental properties, and I became rich doing so. But then at the same time, I still had lots of rental properties, and this Airbnb was not a thing. Short-term rentals were not a thing. I would just have rental properties. My tenants would stay there for a year, maybe 2 years, or they would do a lease purchase and then eventually buy the property for me. And I thought I was doing amazing. Well, boy, was I wrong. There was even more money to be made. I was living in Texas, and now I live in Florida, and I'm gonna tell you why I made the move. I literally was living in my house with my family. We lived outside of Dallas, Texas, and we were thinking about moving to Florida. Well, I had one of my investors come to me, and they were telling me about this Airbnb thing and how they were making all of this money by furnishing the property and then renting it out on a per night basis. Okay, a short-term rental. And I was like, oh man, that sounds crazy. I gotta buy furniture, I gotta buy plates, I gotta buy forks. That sounds crazy. Why would I do that? Well, he said, let's just do it. Throw a little money at this, invest in me, and I'll make you lots of money. And boy, did he deliver. He started getting these properties. I'm talking about just some apartments similar to the one that you're looking at now that we own. 1-bedrooms, studio apartments where he was renting them, furnishing them, equipping them, and then renting them out for like $150 per night. Mind you, I'm in Texas with my 30, 40 rental properties or whatever. I'm making $300, $400 a month on a property, thinking that's pretty good. Mind you, this young kid is putting properties that he doesn't even own on Airbnb, and we're making $1,000, $2,000 per property in a month. My mind was blown. I was a believer. What I learned about the short-term rental business was there was opportunities pretty much everywhere that there was a hotel. So once we started kind of ramping up the business, I basically decided to get rid of all of my long-term tenants, and I started transitioning those bad boys to Airbnb and making a ton of money on properties. And I even realized we did not have to own the properties to make this money. We were renting properties and they were getting us cash flow. Oh my gosh, my mind was blown. So let's talk about where this works best, because I'm telling you, we are making 200 to 300% more than we were ever making on just a long-term rental property. So like I said, we moved from Texas, Dallas area to the Orlando area because there was so much opportunity around the Disney World Park, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, but we are finding that this model is working pretty much everywhere in the country and even in other countries. The bottom line to this whole thing with short-term rentals is if there are hotels in the area, then you can make money doing this. You're really trying to compete against the hotels and start taking away some of those nights that they're getting. You basically run your business instead of a rental property business. You have an Airbnb business or a short-term rental business or a vacation rental business, whatever you want to call it. The bottom line is, instead of renting out the property for a whole month unfurnished, furnish that bad boy, put it all together and rent it out on a per night basis, and that's that. Okay, so now you know exactly where to find short-term rentals, how to make a ton of money doing it, and you can see that we are in a short-term rental that's making lots of money each month, and these owners don't even need as many properties to get the same level of income that I needed like 30 properties to get. I got people with like 7 properties making what I was making with 30 properties. It's a game changer, people. So if you need more information or if you enjoyed this video, please take a moment and go ahead and like this video. Comment below where you are. Tell me what city you're in and then put Airbnb behind it, and I'll give you some information as to what you can do to start making money doing this. All right, to your success.